I'm Huon Hooke, and this is The Real Review. The wine we're tasting today is Prancing Horse Vineyard Pinot Gris 2019, which comes from the Mornington Peninsula. Tony Hansey and his wife Kathy bought a vineyard in the Mornington Peninsula. It's actually on the Red Hill, which is the highest part of the Mornington Peninsula. It's on Paringa Road, Red Hill, which is probably quite a famous road because of Paringa Estate, which was, I guess, one of the first wineries in the Mornington Peninsula to become quite famous. So it's only a couple of kilometres down the road from Paringa Estate, but Prancing Horse is quite a different site. It's quite a different mesoclimate. It's cooler. It faces Western Port Bay, and people down in that area would say that that's where you get all the bad weather from. So you tend to get a cooler climate with colder sea breezes coming up from that bay. That means that their grapes will ripen a bit later and they'll be producing higher acid wines and finer, crisper wines. And in fact, Tony Hansey says that his vineyard ripens at least 2.5 weeks later than the lower lying parts of the Mornington Peninsula around about the Mooraduck Plains area. So the Hanseys bought this vineyard and they established extra vineyard. They extended the vineyard and they bought some land down the road and planted some more vines, and they're making a red hot go at it. And I mentioned the Mooraduck area. Mooraduck Estate actually make the wines for them. Down there, Jeremy Magar, who is the winemaker at Mooraduck Estate, does a very, very good job of making Prancing Horse wines. Why is it called Prancing Horse? Well, there's a lot of horse studs down there, but if you look at the label, it's a prancing horse, all right. I wonder if Tony Hansey's got a secret Ferrari fetish there, perhaps. Anyway, it's a very, very good wine indeed, and he's doing a great job. Of course, Pinot Gris and the Mornington Peninsula are the two names that go very closely together. I think the very first Pinot Gris of any real quality that Australia produced came from the Mornington Peninsula. And I think still today the best Pinot Gris in Australia come from that area. Prancing Horse is probably better known for its Chardonnays and Pinot Noirs, but let's have a look at this wine. It's a bit more viscous in the glass than most white wines, but it's typical of a very ripe Pinot Gris with lots of alcohol. And the aroma is quite complex. I'd say there's a touch of barrel ferment in there. It's got some savoury notes, some spicy oak notes, lime, lemon. The bouquet is really quite rich, quite complex. It's more than just fruit. There's the barrel ferment effect there, and there's a little touch of what I call almond meal. So the flour that is made from grinding up almonds, this almond meal character is quite a common thing that I pick up in quite a lot of wines, especially barrel fermented white wines. And that wine is rich. It's soft, rich, viscous, fills the mouth. It's very rounded, very easy to enjoy. The acidity is there, but it's not sharp at all. In fact, you don't really even notice the acidity. Terrific length of palate to that wine. Beautiful balance. Really, really excellent wine indeed. You wouldn't believe that it was 14.9% alcohol, which is what the label says. Yes, the very best Pinot Gris from down that way do have quite high alcohols because they need to get the grapes ripe to get that richness and that spicy character. But the best of them don't show the alcohol, and that's what we've got here. We've scored it 93 out of 100, and we've given it the number 7 ranking out of 15 Pinot Gris from that vintage from Mornington Peninsula, and we've said drink it now till 2026. Pinot Gris is usually a wine that's best drunk within 5 or 6 years of release, but they do go on for longer than that, some of them. It's $45 a bottle, and I think it's pretty good value for money. We asked the winemakers, who are Jeremy Magyar and Richard McIntyre, if they would recommend something to go with this wine, and they've suggested calamari a la plancha. Totally agree with that. Strong, rich flavour to go with a rich wine. The second possibility would be peri-peri chicken. I would love to try the peri-peri chicken with this wine. I think it would be very interesting indeed. Good health.